International Women's Day, a good time to check in and see how women are progressing in their campaign for equality at the top of corporate Australia. As Chief Reporter Andrew Robertson has discovered, there are signs of progress, but there's still a long way to go.
The struggle for equality in the corporate world has been a long and at times frustrating one for women. When we last looked in on this subject 17 months ago, there were signs of despair.
Not much has changed in corporate Australia in the last, well, it's close to 10 years now, at that very senior level.
That was 2010. Today, Professor Ross Smith has a different view.
Change has become the topic on everybody's lips in relation to increasing the number or the representation of women on corporate boards.
And there's hard evidence that women are now getting a fairer go in the boardroom selection stakes. According to research from the Institute of Company Directors, just 8.3% of the top 200 company directors were women at the start of 2010. By February this year, that figure had risen to 13.8%, a jump of 66% in just 2 years. That's the good news. The bad news is that even with that big increase, women still occupy less than 14% of ASX 200 board seats, and 64 of those companies still do not have any women directors. In her role as an executive search consultant, Judith McCormick helps identify potential directors for big companies. She notes a double standard where many chairmen say they'll only consider women for board seats if they've been senior executives in big companies.
It's a bit of a boys' club, but it's about similarity. And we call it similarity bias, that we want people that are similar to us, familiar to us, because it's easier to make decisions. While men say the requirement is to progress through the ranks, it's many of the men actually haven't done that. Many have just been consultants or specialists in a particular area. So they use this argument, but in fact have demonstrated something different.
At 40%, Norway has the highest level of female company directors in the world, thanks to quotas introduced in 2006. Quotas are often discussed here, but even women are reluctant to go down that route.
I would like to see it run a little longer. I would like to see targets being stated by all boards. In the absence of that, if the pace of change remains slow, then we will need quotas.
While the push to get women into the boardroom is grabbing the headlines, an equally important gender battle is being fought under the radar, and that's the battle for gender equality in executive ranks. According to the latest study from the federal government, only 8% of Australia's senior executives are women. As a corporate advisor, Cassandra Kelly gets a close-up view of the workings of many big companies firsthand.
One of the issues that you keep hearing is that one of culture where these environments are not particularly women-friendly. And so I think that's one of the things we need to address is men and organisations need to understand what do women mean by that, and then they need to work that into their workplace culture.
A big part of the culture of being a senior executive is long hours in the office, which for women, particularly those with children, can rule them out of seeking more senior roles.
I think until organisations realise that their senior executive staff, in whom they have invested a lot, don't need to be around in a sort of be present in order to be able to deliver on their outcomes, we're not going to change that much.
With men still so firmly in control of corporate Australia, it'll take enlightened men to open the doors to allow women to break through the glass ceiling in large numbers.